well.
Aaron will be snagging away the Vladimir. Almost always a good option to have, right? But the pressure is on G2B's side to cancel out all potential counters. We saw how effective Zoe is against the Vladimir. We saw how effective Kassadin is against the Vladimir. Now Akali is going to be taken away. Also the Kassadin, they are okay with BMM playing the Zoe. And they are super confident that if he ever goes and pick up the Zoe, their burst damage, especially to squishy champions, will be enough.
It's gonna be very risky though still. It's still a Zoe that has a relatively high win rate against a Vladimir. Unless G2B invest on like 3 mages, right? Golden Kai can still pick up this Zoe, but I don't think it's gonna be a good idea at all.
No, the thing here...
Focusing on just the denial, right?
The thing here, Giang, is you can't. You need to play a marksman. That's the rule, right?
You need... Alright, yeah, yesterday we even have seen a redraft just because of an oopsie there.
Right.
By BRU.
And there was also a time in where we saw Akshan be played in a competitive matchup just because there's already a requirement for all teams to pick at least one marksman. It doesn't matter what role it is, right? And so now it kind of leaves all these teams be more open to counters such as this, right? Like no Golden Kite. Oh wow, what a pickup!
Wow,
the Yasuo is going to be massive. But if you look at it, right, like this is not the best time to really bring out the Yasuo, although, you know, the value of the Wind Wall will be there. But it's often, you know, it's often picked when against a double AD carry setup, a double marksman setup. Against the Vladimir, though, I just don't think it's not going, it is the perfect counter pick. It will all boil down to the execution of Cerberus Esports and to all the setups that will be made here by CES. But G2 Blacklist, you have a wall, we have a wall too.
I mean, it might actually have been better to pick up something like a Yone instead. You're very self-sufficient, right? If you pick that champion up and has some sort of shield to at least stand a good chance in the laning phase against Aaron. But let's see, what's going to be the plan in the execution here of Cerberus Esports. Definitely, this is a team fight, hungry lineup by Cerberus Esports. G2B has some sort of anti-engage counter plays once again, similar to game number 1. But after seeing the result of game number 1, it's gonna be a little bit nerve-wracking and also quite frustrating to see this game number 2. I wonder what's gonna be adjustment here from G2B.
They will still prioritize to play around the top side for sure, right? Like Ime is always a win condition for them and for their squad. He's been winning the split push action. But more so what happened in game number 1, he wasn't allowed to split push because Cerberus Esports was forcing team fights after team fights. There to remain disciplined was G2 Blacklist. They, however, went for the bait. They went for the bait and Cerberus Esports was there to punish. But this is going to be an all new game altogether with G2 Blacklist having their hands on the Vladimir.
We have to look at Draw so many times later on and how he is gonna try to counter the engages here of Cerberus Esports. This Braum is gonna be one of the biggest picks. An adjustment by Draw and G2 Blacklist. Aaron getting caught so early is a little bit of an oopsie. At least he is still alive.
Yeah, that's definitely a very good start for Cerberus Esports. They want to delay Cerberus Esports in their quest. However, G2 Blacklist going for a very good invade here, KD.
Oh, I'm one surprised there for sure. KD
might battle.
Hi, and here comes the rest of the Dragon Laners.
Oh, got it.
Great steal denied.
Yep, Y1. And that's advantage to the side of Cerberus Esports because now KD, being so delayed, will have to start his jungle camps just now. Another advantage to the side of Cerberus Esports. We saw them get the early game advantage earlier when they went for the split push action. Sorry, not split push action, but lane swap action. And so now, G2 Blacklist again on the back foot in the early stages of the game just because of that 50-50 that did go over to Y1. Now Y1 is level 3. He's not allowing KD to really be able to survive the early stages of this game. Will be stealing away his Raptors without contest.
And delay him even more as well. BMM though missing at least that Steel Tempest. Leon will be fine. Just sustaining here in the mid lane. Let's look at the stats from a while ago.
2k damage per minute!
Man! 2,000
Oh, crazy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
crazy.
That's my Vladimir to the enemy's team Vladimir. You know that meme, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Aaron, maybe this is his goal this time on game number 2 to beat the score of the BMM a while ago.
oh, you look at Draw and Golden Guy, they're rotating fast, allowing Aaron and KD to secure still this
Great
repair. Flash?
It's gonna be contested. Let's see, they actually jump and turn to BMM. A great wind wall, great knockup on the way here by Akeno, stopping everything. And they even got
good slow.
the Scuttler Crab. But let's see, Y1 trying to disengage. Akeno though will be the one taken out here by G2B. I think they're happy with what they got.
Yeah, good. Again, good accuracy coming in from Draw. That Winter's Bite really did bad Cerberus Esports. They're not yet done.
They want more to get the skill on the buy. And they will get Y1 as well.
What a translation of one play to another by G2 Blacklist. Just being able to read the map is really their expertise. They know that they have the advantage bot side. They were able to assassinate the support carry, which basically serves as a tank for Cerberus Esports, and there to follow through is G2 Blacklist, getting 2 kills to 0.
And getting a plate as well in the bottom lane. It's almost 2,000 gold lead by G2B in the small series of events, and this is one way to get tempo in this game. Cerberus Esports needs to take some time. It does take so much time for them to actually be able to scale up. They have the Gwen, they have the Yasuo, Zeri as well, triple scaling champions, not really good for early game.
KD is just taking the matters into his own hands. You look at his scoreline right now, 2-0-0. And plus, you know, he's just set and ready to carry this game for G2 Blacklist side. None of those Shen. I'm not going to play for the team. I'm going to play to win it by myself. And KD with this start, very promising. I wanna see some Medjay's action coming in from KD. We'll see if that will still be the option, because if anything, you know, Evelyn is that one champion that can really maximize the value of Medjay Soul Stealer.
Maximize the ganks as well, the burst and the fear, the trauma that he can instill onto the carries of Cerberus Esports. Genza's not gonna be having fun this game for sure.
Oh man, like he's going to easily be targeted, surely. But you look at whenever we look at Zeri, we always say that, hey, you know what, that's a very vulnerable champion, but because of the mobility the Zeri, and also the amount of damage that he dishes out in return, you still have to respect him. BMM though.
Oh no! Getting caught! Aaron is gonna be here, but great pinball coming from BMM might actually turn, has the last breath.
Wow, good tornado!
Will not be catching it. Ime just following up, securing the kill onto the Yasuo. Great ball breaker into the flash by Y1. At least a 1-for-1 trade here by Cerberus Esports, but let's see what G2B is gonna be doing. Not really the correct direction there for the buy. 2-for-1.
He tried to survive so hard, but again the Winter's Bite coming in from Jaw. How many times have we seen G2 Blacklist get all those exit kills just because the Winter's Bite was able to get and slow down the primary targets? Now G2 Blacklist, let's look at that replay once again. I still want to give credit to BMM. He's been playing out of his mind today. You look at his plays, yeah, there's a Fog of War, that's a dark area, although Ignite was there to help out. That 2-man tornado really did allow Cerberus Esports to buy enough time for them to be here. Looking at live right now, the dragon is already being started.
It might have been different as well if he actually used the last breath there to reset the shield. Great 3-man knock into the face shield! Oh man, last breath rather, as G2B is running for the high heels, everyone is suddenly dead, at least 3 of them. And Cerberus Esports is definitely loving what they're doing right now. Ime being forced to back away and even get the dragon. Wow!
G2 Blacklist is feeling the pressure from Cerberus Esports right here, right now. We look at that play once again. It was made possible by the setup by Akeno. Akeno, my god, like
chef's kiss.
He's always been that player that we've always been wanting to beat every time. Right here in the Philippines, Akeno has always been the very good engager coming in from Vietnam. Very good support as well. And that's the reason why whenever he plays, you still have to respect his prowess. Yeah, sure, Cerberus Esports was on a slump in Season 1, but in Season 2, they're showing progress very quickly.
And this composition is starting to really work for Cerberus Esports as well. We started this game with G2B actually leading 2,000 gold. But now at 6.5 minutes, Cerberus Esports, not only have they secured a 2,000 gold lead against G2B, they also have secured double objectives as well to even increase that gold lead that they now have.
That's a massive swing. But you kind of expect... Oh, dominance popped here by Ime. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes, you know, you go for the dominance play to really stack up your rage. If ever that Cerberus Esports did go a little bit aggressive, sure, with the rage available, he might be able to get that assassination kill. But KD already here going for Genza.
Lost him out. Stalking.
Okay, no.
Again by Akeno. Top tier on the engages, they get the tier 1.
Yeah.
And G2B is a little bit lost right now.
And now on the top side, the split push action continues with BMM not even getting challenged. You also see Y1 trying to play guard. And so far, with that one momentous swing in the Dragon teamfight, Cerberus Esports is not stopping. They are wanting more and more, getting more and more in game number 2.
And G2B, the only thing that they can say right now is stop. Stop Cerberus Esports. Stop with the snowballing. Stop with the utmost aggression that they're dealing right now. But they will try to be aggressive here. On to BMM. Great knockup, great CC chain. The damage should be there, but it's taking too much time. The last minute's gonna be there. The counter engage and BMM lives. What?
And KD, Genza flashing in, will be able to spot out KD defenseless. It is indeed the best way to capitalize on a team that really is struggling to find their ground. Cerberus Esports finds 2 kills. On the top side, will be able to take another tower. And it does look like that the snowball is already starting to the side of Cerberus Esports. They did not have enough damage. Good knockout again, once again for BMM. And again, all those skills, they keep on missing in there to punish Cerberus Esports.
You know what? The only thing missing there for BMM is the badge or the emote. That could have been G2B definitely is scratching their heads right now, thinking, how do we come back from this right now? Crown picked up, there is the Cosmic Drive, but only one item here for the team of G2B, and a 7,000 gold lead by Cerberus Esports. Definitely more on their carries.
If you are Cerberus Esports and if you are their fan, what you want to do right here is to play it methodical, right? That the dragon is already to their side. They can start team fights and plays around that area, but it does look at Y1 already 2 levels up against KD. He's just here to take everything from the jungler of G2 Blacklist.
This is just insult to injury at this point. And Cerberus Esports is just taking their time. They know that they have the upper hand. They know that they can take almost every objective. BMM as well is capable of making those kind of outplays. G2B are lost at this point.
They are nowhere to be found, surely, right? Like, this is not the same G2 Blacklist that we've seen in all those wins. Still, the threat of multiple dragons stacking to the side of Cerberus Esports will always be there. There's no way G2 Blacklist can contest this dragon. All they can hope for is in the 3rd dragon, you know, the game turning, team fight will commence, and that the soul will be denied, because if the soul will ever go to the hands of Cerberus Esports, that's it, that's good night, and G2 Blacklist will suffer a 0-2 loss against the Vietnamese team.
G2B is just scrambling, scavenging something in this game, desperately trying to get anything.
He's dead.
But at what cost? Aaron's gonna be dead once again, and gold funneling to Genza as well. Oh, okay, Aaron lives. Unfortunately, we'll be getting at least one more wave. Come on, BMM, give the cannon.
Another counterplay though by G2 Blacklist.
Call of the Forge God. Oh, that Vault Breaker did not connect with the Flash Hill, but I think he can still use the Assault and Battery. Maybe chase him down. No. Doesn't have it.
Every play that G2 Blacklist did try to do, at least after that dragon fight, they did not have enough damage. And the main reason is because of the gap, item-wise, gold-wise. Cerberus Esports all smiles right now. You look at Taku, already enjoying 2 items, and Y1, the leader of this team, oftentimes when on device, always going to be very effective. In this game, in game number 1, was not different, right? Like every time that you make him play a champion that can easily lock down a target, things are looking up for Cerberus Esports, and G2 Blacklist knows that at this point in time, they really are so far behind. It will take a miracle, right? Oftentimes, we use miracle as a term in all those, I would say, turnaround, but with this amount of lead by Cerberus Esports, this is definitely the very definition of a team needing a miracle right now. So G2 Blacklist, it might start with a Baron steal or a Dragon steal, something that KD is very capable of, sure, but...
And draw too.
It's... yeah, but it's easier said than done, right? Like Cerberus Esports right now enjoying this massive goal lead right now. G2 Blacklist cannot do anything at this point.
Especially that they have like 3 scaling champions. Gwen, Yasuo, Zeri. Meanwhile, G2B, they only have the Vladimir. Maybe the Katana, but with the Yasuo, it's gonna be very difficult. Let's see. At least they get Taku. But in what exchange? Top side, it's a gap once again.
You kill one side, we clean up the other, and Cerberus Esports again. As the priority, he has the possession to go for another uncontested Baron. This is the second time today that Cerberus Esports will not even get challenged in this Baron takedown. Now G2 Blacklist is trying to just trade it up. Let's do something outside. Oh wait, what? Okay, fine. I thought KD will be losing that red buff, but yeah, for a second there it was very scary. But still, you look at the display by Cerberus Esports. Sure, you were able to take down the tower in the bot lane, but in return we were also able to get that tower on the top side. Let's look at that play once again, making it possible. Y1, Akeno and Genza. It's just so easy to execute this team fight as BMM because there are a lot of enablers for your last breath.
So many. They take 1, Cerberus Esports, they get 2. And even the Baron as well. Possibly even this last Dragon. There's no way that G2 Blacklist can try to even get the steal here. They have no access, no vision as well. Cerberus Esports is just completely controlling every part of this map.
Real estate over to the side of Cerberus Esports, and this is why you cannot disrespect the team that was heralded as the best team from Vietnam. They are still very formidable to go for upsets like this, and you look at the plays right now by Cerberus Esports. One by one, they take down the towers.
They are looking to be unstoppable right now. Dominus is going to be used here by Image just to maybe pressure them out, but they're not feeling any single bit of pressure. They take both inhibitor towers, and G2B cannot do anything but watch.
G2 Blacklist relying on a miraculous late game team fight that will need to happen in 25 seconds. No, actually, check that. Nope. The dragon is alive. And they cannot give this away. It's the Mountain Soul waiting to be eaten by Cerberus Esports if this ever gets gifted over to their squad without any contest. And it does look like that they're not going to contest this. KD is on the other side of the map. The Mountain Soul will just give more resistances, more shields to the side of Cerberus Esports, making it more impossible for them to get shut down.
After BMM secured like the biggest outplay of this series, now it's gonna be gifted with more durability, a soul, and shield. Man, it's a nightmare here for G2 Blacklist. But let's see what they are gonna be doing here in attempt to maybe resist the prowess here of Cerberus Esports. It's everything on the line. The series is up to this game or whatever result it may be. And G2 Blacklist needs to be a lot more desperate, needs to find a way to maybe get this win, but the slice is just too much. The scissors from the Gwen hurt so much as well. Just gonna be going in. Man, Y1 is just on fire right now. Aaron desperately trying to deal the damage here for the team, but the wind wall will block most of it as well.
The tower destroyed on the top side. And Cerberus Esports is saying, mission accomplished, let's go straight to the Baron. And yeah, Cerberus Esports is just playing it methodical, right? Like at this point in time, they're not allowing G2 Blacklist to have any openings for any potential comeback. But BMM going to get spotted by G2 Blacklist member there once again is Akeno. His play today, like, yeah, sure, you can give BMM the MVP, you can give anyone else the MVP, but Akeno to me has always been steady, has always been stable. And he has been the heart and soul of almost all Vietnamese teams that we know Akeno played for, and Cerberus Esports is not a stranger to that. Draw is going to get engaged on, but Cerberus Esports now starting this Baron. Giang, this could just be the final team fight.
This might be it. This is it. That's the assault and battery definitely dealing so much damage here onto Aaron. They're forcing them back. KD as well getting chased down by Y1. Absolutely no way to reach the Baron, and he's battered down as well. Cerberus Esports just outplaying, outpowering G2 Blacklist at this point. There's nothing they can do but let this Baron be taken by Cerberus Esports.
Yeah, I think the draw might just be dead here. No, they're not minding the Braum at all. Cerberus Esports goes about their business, pushing down the Nexus is their goal.
They go with this. All they need to do is finish the business, and this series a dominating 2-0 victory against G2 Blacklist.
Cerberus Esports, a very much needed win and a wake-up call to the other side. G2 Blacklist got bamboozled. Surely, right? Like,